Right now at 9, breaking new details on the search for the person wanted for the murder of a Biloxi police officer. Plus,
just because you can't kick open a trunk doesn't mean you can't survive that incident.
Tonight, we are offering some tips that could save your life in an emergency situation.
The week is off to a sunny start, but it's probably going to come to a wet finish. A lot of rain could be on the way. I'm tracking it for you. Jackson's original local news at 9 starts right now.
Fox 40 News starts now with breaking news.
And breaking in just the last few minutes, police make an arrest in the case of a Biloxi police officer shot and killed last night. Officials say they've arrested 19-year-old Darian Tawan Atkins and Wiggins. The police chief addressing the media now. Let's take a listen.
A relatively quick arrest, less than 24 hours, and he is now walking into the same department where just steps from where he shot and killed one of your officers. That was pretty quick.
We think it was pretty quick. Again, it was a lot of hard work. And by a lot of people, and if you just look at all these officers behind us, all their hard work, we could never have done it without them.
And who all is behind us right now?
Every agency you can think of back there. You've got several sheriff's departments, police departments, the FBI. Yes, that will take place.
What jail is he going to be taken to?
Harrison County Adult Detention Center once.
And that was Biloxi Police Chief John Miller addressing the media earlier today. 19-year-old Darian Tawan Atkins was arrested in Wiggins. You heard the chief say he was spotted by an officer who thought that he did see Atkinson and that he was the suspect. He contacted Wiggins police and the 19-year-old was arrested. Now he is charged in the shooting death of Officer Robert McKeithen, who was killed this weekend in the parking lot of the Biloxi Police Department. Officers have been working around the clock in search of Darian Tawan Atkinson, who was arrested just a few moments ago. He will be charged with capital murder in this case. Now, the Biloxi police chief says that Officer McKeithen, quote, took care of the citizens of Biloxi. Tonight, Bill Snyder has reaction to the death of one of the city's more decorated officers.
Darren Katrina, Robert with 4 other gentlemen, 4 other officers, and we're going to miss him sorely.
And that was Bill Snyder reporting. Officer McKeithen is the latest Mississippi law enforcement officer to be gunned down in recent years. Back in May of 2015, Hattiesburg police officers Benjamin Dean and LaCorey Tate died when they were shot during a traffic stop. Dean had been on the force for 5 years, Tate for 11 months. In February of 2016, Mississippi Bureau of Narcotics agent Lee Tart died as he and other members of the DPS SWAT team made their way into a home during a barricade situation in Tishomingo County. And in May of 2017, a man shot and killed Lincoln County Deputy William Durr while he responded to a domestic disturbance call. The shooter killed 7 other people that day. And in September of last year, Brookhaven Police Corporal Zach Moak and Patrolman James White were gunned down while responding to a shots fired call. As this story continues to develop, you can always get alerts right on your phone with the free WLBT News app. New at 9, the Board of Aldermen speak up about the mayor of Pelahatchie. Tonight, the town held a board meeting with several items. Mayor Rashonda Beecham says it was one of the most positive meetings the town has had in a long time. In the past, the board says that they have had issues with the mayor. They claim that since Beecham has been in office, they have had issues with vetoed items discussed in meetings and even in extensive turnover with the rate of city employees.
There's not only been a lot of turnover with the city clerk, we've had a lot of turnover with the city police. We've had a lot of turnover with the attorneys. And if you'll look at the factors of, there's not but one common denominator that's been involved in everybody leaving. And then that's the mayor itself.
During the meeting, the board did decide to hire a new town attorney. The lawsuit is also unfolded against the city and several board members. They say they are aware of the lawsuit, but they have yet to be formally served. Just into Fox 40, exclusive video of arrest by Flowood police on Old Brandon Road across the bridge from Jefferson Street. This was in Jackson. Police Chief Ricky McMillan tells us that Justin Boyd was arrested on numerous charges, including possession of firearm by a convicted felon and drug possession. Jeremiah White under arrest on a failure to appear warrant. It follows a search warrant at a house at 142 Fannin Road, where 3 others were arrested. Orrin K. Donald for possession of paraphernalia, Mike Bedford for possession of a Schedule II drug, and Melanie Summerlin for possession of paraphernalia and child endangerment. Now to Scott County, where cleanup continues after 7 tornadoes swept through the area on April the 18th. Fox 40's Patrice Clark traveled to Morton to speak with victims about those recovery efforts.
Slow but steady. That's how residents describe the recovery process here in Morton. In Scott County, Patrice Clark, Fox 40 News.
So don't let today's weather fool you. It's not April Fools. It is. Are we in May?
Yeah.
Is that what month we're in?
Oh, it's
yeah.
May, all right.
But it feels so hot outside, and then I feel like a change is coming.
It is.
Yeah.
It will not be as hot.
But it's not. It will not be as dry.
It will not be as dry. We do have some rain on the way, Melissa. Big picture here shows you that we've got a storm system developing off to the west. It is moving in our direction. Right now, though, there's nothing to worry about. The weather's dry out there. There are these high clouds streaming across the sky currently. We're going to continue to see that. It is a warm night, 68 in Jackson. And then one of these days, we could be dealing with the potential of some severe weather. More on that in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Dave. New at 9, a new lakefront community being proposed for the shores of the Ross Barnett Reservoir. A group called Expedition Point Development proposing to build a 135-unit development near Browns Landing. The homes will be located to the west of the boat ramp near the Highway 43 and Natchez Trace intersection. Developers say the boat landing, parking area, pavilion, and other amenities already there will remain. There's even talk they may make upgrades to them. The new living space would include a lodge, a boathouse, and private piers for residents.
It'll be a number of waterfront lots, a number of water view lots. It's going to be a quality development with a lot of green space, trails, a barn for, equestrian interest, I suppose. But it's going to be a very nice, very high quality development on the reservoir.
Lot offerings could begin early next year. Developers with Expedition Point say they will release more details and renderings of what they plan to build when they sign the lease with reservoir officials in the next 90 days. Next at 9, a celebration for the brain with entertainment, food, and drinks. That story is all new tonight. Stick with us. You're watching Fox 40 News at 9. Now a Fox 40 medical alert. Multiple patients and staff at the Jackson Veterans Home are sick with the stomach virus, according to the State Department of Health. At one point, more than 40 patients and staff were sick with the virus. Right now, visitation at the home is restricted. New patients are being put on hold before entering the facility. Caroline Kennard, Communications Director with Mississippi Veterans Affairs, says that the Veterans Home anticipates resuming its regular schedule by ending isolation by tomorrow. New at 9, a fun event with a bigger purpose happening tonight at the Renaissance at Colony Park. The Brain Injury Association of Mississippi hosted a celebration for the brain. It's called Noggin Fest, and the organization has been helping people for 32 years. The money that was raised tonight will go towards the Brain Injury Association of Mississippi. 24 vendors from the metro area, a local band, and volunteers all rolled up their sleeves to support brain injury survivors.
Events of this nature are so important because they help so many people who are in need. And of course, these events would not be successful without volunteers. It's quite rewarding to help in such a way. My greatest part is giving back, my favorite part.
Watson says volunteering for events like Noggin Fest that help the people in our community are the events that mean the most. Straight ahead, an emergency can happen at any time, so what do you do? Learn about some survival techniques that could save your life. That's coming up in my special report. Stick with us. You're watching Fox 40 News at 9. So no one ever wants to talk about what's the worst thing that could happen, but an emergency situation can come out of nowhere, and you and your family need to have some practical knowledge if you're going to survive. So we did reach out to the Ridgeland Police Department to offer some survival techniques that could mean the difference between life and death.
You have to have that mindset to survive. If you don't have that mindset, odds are going to be stacked against you most likely.
And with your lungs full, you can make your way to the surface.
Have an affair, get to the top, then you can flail.
So is that a lot to take in? Absolutely. But would it work? Yes, it would. Another thing to remember, in newer cars, if you're in the trunk, you can likely kick in the back seat with your feet, and that's another way that you can escape. Now, next week, we're breaking glass, we're busting windows as we share part 2 of our Survival Strategies series.
And this weather trend continues into next week.
All right, thanks so much, Dave. So hurricane season is just around the corner, and this is Hurricane Preparedness Week. It is a time designated to help people get ready for the 6-month season. Hurricane season officially starts June the 1st, but officials say starting early can be the difference in keeping your family safe. Whether you live on or off the coast, you are encouraged to go over your family emergency plan, learn evacuation routes, and put together a storm survival kit with supplies like water and canned food. Remember, you can get alerts on tropical weather, though, right on your phone by downloading the free WLBT First Alert Weather app. The nation's nurses and educators are in for some treats this week. This is both Teacher Appreciation Week and National Nurses Week. Many businesses are offering both groups some special deals. Teachers can get discounts or free meals at Arby's, McDonald's, and Sonic Drive-In. That's to name a few. And nurses, Amazon, Cinnabon, and Disney have special deals along with other companies. To find out more of those deals and freebies for teachers and nurses, head to MississippiWeekend.com or download the free Mississippi Weekend app. Developing at 9:30, a show of force against Iran. Find out when a carrier strike group is expected to arrive in the Middle East. Straight ahead, stay with us. You're watching Fox 40 News at 9:30.